would like to hear kind of initiative that's been taken up on wastewater management at the national level, pan India, and the kind of water management initiatives that's been taken up. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sudhir, CEO Indie Global. And before I begin my talk, I would like to say that, a lot of the substance of my talk has been taken away by Dana Kishore, who has given a fab presentation. I'm really impressed, uh, coming down from the macro to micro, and also by Arup Kumar Mishra ji, who's the chairman of the Assam State. And I'm so glad that, to see all the stuff that is happening in Assam, because I was principal secretary, urban development department in Assam, and it all started with the push, as rightly said by Dana Kishore, because of the NGT push, that, as all the states have sprung into action. There is a case which is pending in NGT. If I remember the number correctly, it's 470, which is virtually breathing down the neck of the states. And it is to the credit of NGT that the waste management has been put on the policy map of India. And I'm so glad to see Kalyan has been a friend and a great environmentalist and a batchmate. So it's so great to see so many people from Assam today. And I also, Madam Vani, Dr. Rani, I can see on the screen. So my greetings to all of you. Before I begin my presentation, I always say that you can live without love, but you cannot live without water. So to me, it pains me to use the word wastewater. That's why in Government of India and Ministry of Jal Shakti, we have taken this sankalp that we will call it used water and not call it wastewater anymore. In sync, with the rich cultural and historic tradition of water, wherein in the Rig Veda it was called apas. It Apas is plural of water. It was never water, which is up, but it was apas in the Rig Veda, because water was considered in all its plurality. Till, we dammed it in pipes and brought it to civilization for drinking and irrigation purposes, in which for India, the colonial rule had a lot of role to play. I'm not saying that, irrigation or bringing water to households is a bad thing. But what was done is that the natural ecospatial space which water occupied in our cultural heritage, and its proximity to people used to worship water like God, and so the purity of water was maintained. But with colonization and their belief that nature should be controlled, we got into a very, very man versus nature kind of policy with water, and our beautiful heritage of water conservation, of water treatment, got very, very diluted. Perhaps it's needed also. But if you look at our ancient, water heritage under the National Water Mission, we have this Jal Itihas portal wherein 75 heritage in water we have put up on the website. And it's a beautiful testimony of the society's involvement with water in all its eco-speciality. Without, cities were built around water. Waters were like, there was no Silsako Beel to be dammed or Deeper Beel to be dammed to for the cities to grow. It was in our organic movement and you have these beautiful bowlies and step wells. Uh, built during the medieval times. You have beautiful check dams. So, having said all that, I feel that we should refrain from the use of the word wastewater for water, because water is something which is the nourisher of life. Water is something without which we cannot exist. Now, of course, when I say all that, does it mean that, the rapid industrialization, as Dana was talking about, or urbanization, or the increasing population, leading to our, vision of a 5 trillion economy, leading to consumption of water, do we have to, do away with that and go back to the pristine times? No. But when we are thinking of strategies for used water management, I keep saying it has to be ecology friendly. It has to be in tune with the environment, where there should be no conflict between man and nature. And after that, I was going to speak about the global trends of used water management, but I think Dana has already said, with the high income countries, harnessing more, and the low income countries harnessing less. We are harnessing overall around 30%, and the municipal bodies also by and large 28 to 30%. So first, when we speak of water, it has to be called used water, and that respect for water has to come back for us to, grow in sync with the times, in sync with the ecology and the environment which nourishes us. So, though Dana has already said, but since it was part of my speech, and we all keep saying that, I've grown up in Bihar, then my culture is Assam. So we think that water, we've seen water everywhere and lots to drink. So we think that water is something which is infinite. But the NWIRCD estimates say that by 2050, 1180 BCM is the requirement, whereas our utilizable water, fresh water, is only 1126 BC. So that is a telling commentary on, if we don't use water judiciously, if we don't follow the tenets of the circular economy of reduce, recharge, recycle, uh, and respect. We have the 5 R's for recycling. We can, uh, just a moment, I'm getting a very important call. So we cannot, you know, you have so our technologies for use water management should be for people, for communities, for ecology. It should not be for technology itself. Like, when I was principal secretary, urban development department, and there was this huge project which had just got shelved by JICA, because they said that Assam doesn't want it. You all are not interested. It was around, I think, 1800 crore project by the Japanese aid agency, and it had got stalled because they said that, as Dana was saying, not in my backyard syndrome. Nobody was agreeing to having STPs set up in the place where it was proposed. So that's when we decided that, okay, we said, no, we will get you. So they said that unless all the people in the ward certify that this technology is suitable for them and they are willing to accept it, we will not go in for the renewal of this loan, and we will be canceling it. So you cannot imagine, we had to hold meetings in all the wards, and get certificates. And then that's when I decided that let's not go for a centralized thing, because this not in my backyard syndrome and the politics of water is so huge that, people can kill each other. So we went for these decentralized water planning. I don't know finally what happened to that JICA project, but somebody was telling me that it's been sanctioned. So that is why that when we talk of technology also, it should be a technology friendly for the people. And that's why awareness creation in waste, in used water management is very, very, or in waste management is very, very essential. Now, again, I was going to talk about the global trends, but Dana has already spoken about it. So I will just give an example. I was seeing a video today of Copenhagen. It's a wonderful waste to energy plant in Copenhagen. Uh, it has been built with 3.5 million Danish kroner, and uh, it's it's the tallest and the cleanest structure in a flat place like Copenhagen. And it has skiing facilities, it has cycling facilities. People come there and enjoy themselves while the whole waste of the city gets managed there. And in the end, they just generate steam, which sometimes, if you need ice, it converts to ice also. So I was amazed to see this technology. But yes, we have the limitations of resource, which rightly was pointed out by Dana again, that, in a country like India, maybe having 1400 Copen Hills may not be very feasible, because we have these challenges of resource management. And that is where when he was suggesting that, private partnership is very, very important. Now, coming to the initiatives of the central government, that too, most of it has been told by Dana again, but there are some initiatives, portions which I would like to highlight. That, the Water Act 1974, in its 88, in 1988, they amended. And what is revolutionary is that now citizens can call the state to action. And that is how the NGT cases got instituted, that citizens can take the state to action for not doing enough for water management and water pollution. So it is indeed a very citizen centric act, our Water Act 1974. Then water cess was also there, but then that got removed because of GST. But one of the challenges, which again Dana has said, is that water is a state subject, and used water is a municipal subject. So the National Water Policy of 2012 is indeed very good, in the sense that earlier the policies were just concentrating on national strategies. But NWP for the first time came out for an integrated water resource management at all levels, be it federal, be it provincial, and also municipal. Because used water is basically, after the 74th and 75th amendment, is in the domain of the municipal bodies. And that's why it's more challenging, because capacities, infrastructure, financing, resources, um, politics, everything gets more heightened at the local level. So NWP was also historic in the sense that it was the first time that environmental flow to rivers, was mentioned as a strategy. We also have the power tariff policy, where all of you may be knowing that all the thermal power plants are mandated to use the treated sewage water from STPs within 50-kilometer radius. So that is another policy that we have. And I would like to correct Dana on the conception that most of the states don't have not formulated policies on reuse of treated water. In fact, most of the major states have. The states which already have are West Bengal, Gujarat, Karnataka, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu. Sadly, Assam, from where I belong, uh, does not have, and also Bihar, from where I come, does not have. So the states which have not formulated policies are West Bengal, are Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Bihar, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Meghalaya, Odisha, Telangana, Goa, and Kerala. These states don't have a pan-state policy. Now, what we have done is through Namami Gange, apart from CPCB, Namami Gange also has come out in November 2022 in consultation with Niti Aayog and various organizations of the Indo-European Union Water Partnership. It has come out with a national framework for safe reuse of treated water. And Niti Aayog also has a reuse of treated wastewater, they call it, in for urban and peri-urban areas for agricultural use. And Arth Ganga, which is part of the Namami Gange initiative, also has a component for monetization and reuse of treated wastewater for irrigation and industrial purposes, and for which they have signed a lot of MOUs with ministries, PSUs for implementation of action plan. Then we have under the National Water Mission, we have set up what is going to be the game changer, which we believe in water management, is the Bureau of Water Use Efficiency. Sadly, we wanted it to be like Bureau of Energy Efficiency set up under the EPA Act, but water being a politically very sensitive subject, we right now have it's just a part of the National Water Mission, as a wing of the National Water Mission. And the role and the objective of the Bureau of Water Use Efficiency is going to be to facilitate water use efficiency, develop standards, regulations, and assessment of water footprint. But most important function would be to bring in communities, to make communities understand the importance of water. Then we also have CWC, CPCB, also, which already I think Dana has said, so I'll not go into it, about this Swachh Bharat Mission Urban and Amrut. There has been a lot of talk. So as I said, the major challenge in waste used water management is not in my backyard, land, then water tariff. Somebody was positing as a suggestion, but it's not easy to seek water tariff in all places. Water being so politically sensitive that setting in regulatory policies may go down well with industries, but making it compliant for agriculture would not be so easy. But yes, smaller STPs, in my view, are the way ahead. And, if we only go for pricing, won't help unless there's demand for reused water. Because still there's so many misconceptions that people will die if they take reused water. It's mixed up with fecal water. So you see, communities have to appreciate that water is a finite resource, and they have to become a part in whatever strategy for use water management that we go forward with. If community is, because it is such a problem setting up a STP. I myself faced it in Assam. In fact, they went to the extent of calling me anti-tribal because it was in a tribal area where we were setting up, and there was so much hue and cry that ultimately the MLA also explained to the government that we cannot set up the STP here. So it took, and the project went foot earlier, the JICA project, because of these problems of, community opposition and vociferous opposition. So, in the end, we need all to participate if we want to go in for, a sustainable use water management. We need community participation. We need policies. Of course, we're also working on a lot of policies, but policies can only be implemented if people, are in sync with the policies. So social acceptance of this is very, very important, and that is where the Bureau of Water Use Efficiency will work, and that is how the NWM is trying to work with our 5 Rs of reduce, reuse, recycle, recharge. But most important, learn to respect water, like you respect your mandir, like you respect your masjid, like you respect your gurudwara, like you respect your church. So that on that philosophical note, I would thank you, Sudhir, once again for inviting me here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. That wonderful talk and presentation which you have given, as you have rightly said, the respect to water has to come back, and it can happen only through the participation of all the communities together. And as you go by the philosophy, we can live without love, but not without water, as rightly said. And hope this message goes strongly across all the citizens in India. Thank you very much.